thank you for doing this. And I'm a longtime listener, as I was telling you before. And I was so surprised to see on that AEW pay-per-view. Was that like a surprise thing that happened last minute, or did you know months in advance you'd be there?
Oh, definitely surprise thing that happened last minute. I that was my first time like officially meeting Jade, but I met her like virtually through my manager Rick, and he was the one that got me on her record like a couple of months back. So yeah, man, yeah. But I had played on the record like months back for sure. So yeah.
Did you know when you played on that record, like this is going to be the theme song for one of the top people in wrestling? Did you have any idea, or is it just do a solo? Here you go.
Pretty much both. Pretty much both. I knew about her debut and everything, but like the way that they pushed her, like she went over quickly. So yeah, like after I played on it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a part of history. So for sure, yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of like the new Goldberg, that undefeated streak.
Yeah.
So,
like the beast that can't be stopped. So yeah, most definitely.
Did anyone ever ask you before to plan a wrestling related theme song?
Never before. Nah, this is my first time for sure.
Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully there's more to come. Hopefully you're the new Rick Derringer. But 662, is it 662 or 662? Because everyone says it differently.
Just 662.
Okay. 662 immediately charted really high. Everyone was happy with the album. Are you already thinking about your next album, or are you the kind of artist that thinks an album has like 3-4 years of life?
Pretty much, well, to be quite honest with you, we were thinking about the next record. I want to say while we were doing 662, pretty much. Yeah, so that was a bunch of songs that we recorded on the 662 sessions that didn't get used. So yeah, man, yeah, like we're already planning ahead for the next one for sure.
Does that mean you're the kind of artist that's writing every day? Like when you're sound checking, you're going, this is a new song potentially?
I wouldn't say it happens every day, but there are those, times when I'm on the road that I mean like, hey man, that sounds good. I want to use that for something. So yeah.
A random thing I've wanted to ask you about for a long time that I haven't seen picked up. Are you aware of David Lee Roth covering the song Fresh Out?
Yeah, actually, the morning after it happened, when he did that show in Vegas, yeah, someone sent it to me. Yeah, and we all listened to it. Yeah, I pretty much enjoy his version of it. It's very slow, raw, and gritty for sure.
Yeah, so my wife and I saw 2 shows back-to-back nights in Vegas, and he did it both nights. So I'm guessing he did it every single Vegas night.
Oh man, well that's really cool. Hopefully one day I get a chance to meet him and tell him I really enjoyed it.
Well, obviously anyone who's excellent at guitar was in some way an Eddie Van Halen fan, but were you a big Van Halen fan?
Oh, most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. I was what's the song? Ice Cream Man, one of those joints.
Yeah.
I was really big into those for sure, most definitely.
Ice Cream Man is a song he's actually recorded a few times. Like there's some extra recordings where he did with Nile Rodgers and Omar Hakim. And I never heard the original. Have you heard the original version?
No, I don't think I have. I think I have, but I think the version that I've actually listened to was definitely probably the Nile Rodgers version for sure.
Now, in your case, who was the guitar god that first got you interested in picking up an instrument? I couldn't figure that out with research.
Well, it's kind of funny. I'd always had an interest in music since age 3, just by watching my family in the church or whatever. But as far as like one guy that made me want to play blues, I would say, well, it was actually 2. It was actually Muddy Waters and BB King. Muddy Waters being that my dad showed me like a PBS documentary on him on TV, and I seen BB King make a cameo on Sanford and Son. So pretty much those were like the 2 guys that made me just want to get into blues and play that style for sure.
Sanford and Son. Is there a better TV theme song ever than Sanford?
Not at all. No, not by chance. Not by chance. Quincy Jones was definitely like, that's one of his like most historical creations for sure. Yeah.
I heard that he was super high and wrote that in 5 minutes. Did you ever hear that story?
Now, that's my first time hearing that. Okay.
Well, when you think about Quincy Jones, like Sanford and Son theme, Sure. All
Yeah.
the stuff he did, all the stuff with Miles Davis, producing Beat It and Thriller. Has there been a more versatile musician ever?
Man, not too many. Not too many can pretty much hold up the dead. The other guy I would think that had that same type of versatility was Prince, but no, not but them the only two that I can think of for sure.
Prince, did you have any run-ins with him over the years? Because it seems like anybody that's really good eventually got a nudge of, hey, Prince wants to meet you.
Nah, I wish, man. I really wish, man. I still think about that to this day. Prince is actually one of my biggest influences, but sadly he passed away like when I was like 17. So I never got the chance to like see him live or actually, get close to it. But I was actually fortunate enough, like after he passed, I started to meet like a couple of his band members,
Mhm.
like Jelly Bean Johnson from the time, and Michael Bland from NPG. So yeah,
Yeah.
just to meet a piece of him has been wonderful as well.
Yeah. Now, he was awesome on every single instrument. If he wanted to pick up the saxophone, he could play the saxophone.
Oh yeah.
In your case, is there a second instrument that you're not ashamed to play in public?
Oh yeah, the bass guitar. I was originally a bass player before I went to guitar. Bass. I'm pretty good on the drums. I can do a little bit on the drums. I played upright bass when I was in middle school, so I can do a little bit on that. Yeah, man. Even I can even blow harmonica just a little bit, not too much.
It's sometimes an artistic process we see where somebody like on the 10th album goes, you know what, I'm going to play every instrument on this. I got to do that. Like McCartney just did that again with McCartney 3, where he did all the instruments. Do you think we'll ever see a Kingfish album where it's you on everything?
Man, you just gave me that idea. I definitely want to try that in the future. Most definitely. I need to.
And because you made 662 with Tom and it was recorded in Nashville. I don't think you're a Nashville guy. Do you have a home recording setup?
I do. I have like a little tracking set up at my house. Like if someone needs like a quick solo, I know enough where I can just record a solo and send it back. Yeah, but as far as like a big production thing, I don't have that for sure.
Are you still based in Mississippi these days?
Yeah. I'm still in Friars Point, Mississippi. It's like a town on the outskirts of Clarksdale.
Wow. Now, Clarksdale, legendary for the blues, just a coincidence that you're from there, or does the family go back hundreds of years to Clarksville?
Actually, actually, pretty much just a coincidence. My dad is from where I live now. He's from like the offshoot, the country part of Mississippi, but they just settled in Clarksdale. I want to say like a couple of years into his life. Yeah, man. That's pretty much the long legacy of the Ingrams in Clarksdale. I think so on my side.
I can imagine when you were a kid, like nothing was happening around there. It's kind of like you had to make your own entertainment. And now tours come through there, or at least close to there. There's life there. When did you start to notice that you could have a career?
Honestly, the whole thing about tourists coming through there, as far as like tourists and everything, that was more booming back when I was a child, because it was more because all the older guys, they were still alive. They were still around, and it gave more people more reasons to come to the city. They're still kicking and trying to get it moving. COVID didn't help, as well, and some of the guys are dying off. But yeah, it's still moving. Not like it was when I was younger.
Well, when I was a kid, if you wanted to make it in music, you had to live in New York, LA, Chicago, London. And now you could be a dude in Mississippi.
Right.
Was there ever a moment where you thought, I got to get out of here, move to the big city?
Honestly, yeah. I actually wrote a song about it. The song was outside of this town, and I wasn't like saying like leaving my hometown behind anything. I just want to know that there was life. That there's life outside. But then again, I hope I can still be inspiration for people that can that you can tell them that you necessarily don't have to leave. You can be there. You can still achieve your dreams and goals, and maybe you can leave in the long run, but you don't necessarily have to leave right then and there.
So I guess with a career like yours where you're on the road a ton, you got to see the world and then go, nah, I'm going to stick with Mississippi?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was by choice. Pretty much by force. Like I can see myself leaving Mississippi. Just just probably not right now. As soon as everything get more died down and I get more stable, of course, yeah, most definitely.
Sure. And one more question. At the beginning, when we were talking about AEW and Jade and all that, when did you become a wrestling fan versus a big music fan?
Man, I want to say age 6, because that was a hiatus that I took that I really had kind of driven away from music. So yeah, age 6, my first wrestling episode, I watched the episode of SmackDown and then became hooked from there. Started collecting action figures. I just got back into that. So yeah, man, I'm really, I've been a wrestling fan since age 6 for sure.
You don't have to name names here, but do you have like a text thread with other musicians where when you're watching Dynamite or Raw or something like that, it's like, did you see this? That like
actually, yeah. I have a couple of buddies who are just as passionate wrestling fans as I am. Matter of fact, they hit me up. They were watching Revolution the night it happened. So they sent me, they was like, dude, you didn't tell us, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, man, most definitely.
And after that, did you find that there was like a big bump in traffic and social media of people going, who is that guy? And they
man, most definitely. I enjoyed this wrestling personality by the name of Jim Cornette, and he has this Culture Cornette group on Facebook. When they found out I was in that group, they made a it was like one of the guys whose admin was a fan. He made a big post about it. So yeah, it was definitely like a big thing of traffic for sure.
I'm so glad to hear that you're a member of the cult of Cornette and that you get it.
yeah. He's a funny guy. I like him.
Absolutely. So to kind of recap what we're talking about here, 662 is the latest album. You're working on the next one. You're on the road now through May, is it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We just finished up this last leg. Fort Lauderdale, a bunch of Florida dates, into Alabama, North Carolina, Atlanta. We had the lovely Miss Reese Palmer on there. She's going to be joining us for some more dates. So yeah, man, we just we're going to be out here grinding. Yeah, to May.
Okay, that's a lot going on. And my last question before I let you go is: we talked about earlier David Lee Roth covering "Fresh Out." What's your second favorite song that David Lee Roth has performed besides "Fresh Out"?
Man,
is it "Ice Cream Man"?
Probably so. Probably the only one.
Well, hey, I'm a fan. I got to see you live in Clearwater, Florida, little before the pandemic at a blues festival.
Yeah. At the festival, yeah.
Exactly. Hope to see you live in New York in the near future. Hope to see whatever there is to come, whether it's a theme song, a new album, whatever it is. Keep up the great work, Kingfish.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for the support, man. Be safe. Thank you. Paltrocast.